Okay, so when reflecting back to the beginning of the semester, when walking into the first digital humanities class, I wasn't really sure what the class entailed. I mean, I figured it was going to be a basic technology class, which is something I'm really into. I really feel like that's something that I try to keep up with. I don't feel like I'm as technologically savvy or as what Dr. Cater and Dr. Hicks call digital native. I don't think that I was necessarily one of those, but I feel like I definitely was someone who was in tune with a lot of the technology out there. But when looking at it as a teacher, I don't really feel like my mind was in that zone of using technology to enhance my classroom. So I feel like even though I knew about a lot of these things, I didn't really know how to use them when it came to my students and using them in my classroom. Now I feel like looking back over the semester, we've learned so much when it comes to these technologies and how it can be used for our students. I mean, from the podcasts that we've made, where we started off just learning how to even make a podcast, and now, we have podcasts that walk students or can walk students through a museum where they're learning, they're creating, they're finding meaning out of these technologies that we're providing for them. And it's not something that we're just giving them, they can model it and use it too. I just never expected to have created so much that I have, and to use what I've done and have my students do the same. I just really find it exciting, and I hope to be able to use those kind of technologies in the future. For me, I also find it, like I said, for projects and such, like for assignments, for assessments, these things can be used to help connect students to what they're learning, which is key. I really feel like I'm always afraid of going into the classroom and boring the heck out of my students, but I really feel like by using some of the tools that we've learned, you're not just engaging them with what they're learning, they're creating stuff that's not just going to be used by them, but could potentially be used further than that. And one thing that I really have come to appreciate over the semester is differentiation in the classroom. It's not something that I really saw in my field observation, and it really concerned me that my CT wasn't really into providing a lot of options for for her students for her units and how she was grading them and such. So I just feel like with technology, you can bring that option in. It's not always necessarily going to be the better way, but it definitely is an option that could potentially connect to one student, whereas another venue for learning or creating would be better. So I just am really excited after the end of this semester to take what I've learned and be able to implement it next semester in student teaching. I feel like I have a lot of resources to turn to and a lot of things to model from, and I just hope it's as exciting for my students as it was for me, taking something that I really enjoy, which is a technology, and bringing it to my classroom, because I'd never thought of it that way before, and now I do. So thank you, Digital Humanities, for that, and that's the end of my reflection.